Who are you?
Well, good evening. I'm chef. And as you mentioned, I've been a chef when chefing was anything to do with being chef.
Mm.
I come from a land far, far away. So
What was your favorite food as a baby?
I'm gonna, it's a toss up, but I remember my palate back in the day. I'm gonna say I really enjoyed baby food.
Which flavor?
My mother gave me a few, and I think what I liked it was these things called here in Canada we call it mashed potatoes. In with the land that I'm from, it's called mashed tortillas.
Oh,
It was delicious. I love water with ice. It hydrates me. It keeps me, as the Canadians say, toned. Coconut water, actually.
what is your favorite food to cook?
Okay, well, I've been in a few countries, as a lot of people here. Hey, yeah,
There's nobody here.
sorry. In my mind, I see myself as a lot of people here. It is. It's one that's coconut water. Ah, yeah, yeah. What was the question?
What is your favorite food to cook,
Oh,
chef?
yes. I like seafood. Um, if I see food, I cook it. That type, like it's you see the food, you cook it. I cook it. I cook food. I'm a chef. So, you asked me earlier what I did this morning. Well, I woke up. Chefing is all about timing. I'll be honest with you. I woke up at exactly 7:57.
Is this something that you wish your students to know?
No.
What do you think is a good piece of advice for students taking your course?
Um, I want them to I want them to enjoy food. Food is life, basically. Without food, you die. If you know how to cook, you have a job anywhere in the world. You definitely do. I've been privileged enough to cook in several different provinces across Canada, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Now I'm based here now, but yeah, anywhere I go, I can get a job because I know how to cook food.
And can you make a lot of money cooking food?
You know what? No, no. I remember being homeless when I was in Banff, Alberta. But that was life. That's the chef life. There's a few things that you do a lot of when you're a chef, besides cooking.
So why would your students be taking your course today?
I don't, I don't know. Why would anybody take my class? I don't know.
Do your students enjoy coming to class?
Yes, because there is Wi-Fi in my classrooms. It must be raining outside. It's pouring out when I got into the airport today. Hey guys, welcome to Chef's Kitchen. So, today is episode number 4, which means that we have 4 components to our dish today. Component 1, we have a protein. We got chicken, nice and seared and oven roasted chicken. And on the same pan, we're gonna be creating 2 things, the chicken, of course, and the pan sauce. 2 elements right there. And of course, then we're gonna go and we have a starch. We're gonna introduce one of the potatoes, which we learned from a weekend or 2 ago. So therefore, we're gonna have Leonie's potatoes. We're gonna introduce also the proper way of cooking vegetables. A lot of people don't know how to actually cook vegetables because they cook them for, when I ask, how long do you cook vegetables for? It says, well, about 4 or 5 minutes. Whew, 4 or 5 minutes, you can make a stock out of that, right? So we're going to know how to cook the vegetables. We're gonna introduce perhaps some new terminology as well. All right, so forget the introduction now. Are you guys ready to learn how to make an awesome dish with very minimal equipment and ingredients for maximum flavor? All right, here we go. We're gonna start off with, always, 1 tablespoon of oil. One tablespoon of oil. And of course, like always, we are going to wait until the smoke point. In the meantime, while that is coming up to the smoke point, we have our delicious chicken breast right here. Chicken breast, which what we're gonna do is we're going to butterfly it. We're gonna use the boning knife and always just the 1/2 of the knife. We're gonna butterfly this particular chicken breast down the middle. We're not gonna go all the way through because we still want the chicken to be whole. The reason we're doing this is so that speed ups the process of cooking. All right, so basically what we have is like so, but it's still one piece and it flattens out. So it's, like I said, speed ups the process. We're not gonna use this any knife anymore, so we're gonna put it away. But I've been touching chicken, so therefore I have to wash my hands. And I know what you're thinking. How long is he gonna lather his hands for? Well, you know the magic number, between 20 and 30 seconds. Towel here. Always washing your hands, especially when you're dealing with chicken. So I'm using a special cutting board specifically just for my protein. For something else, I'm gonna be using a different cutting board, right? So we don't cross-contaminate. We're gonna start off with a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides of the chicken breast. Okay, one side. And the second side. Lots and lots. There we go. Beautiful. Maybe a little bit more. You never know. My pan is starting to smoke. Great timing. Here we go. We're going to take our tongs and we're going to put the chicken skin side down first, which here would have been on this side here would have been the chicken, so the skin, right? So we're going to put this now on my frying pan. Listen to that sizzle. Beautiful. Excellent. We're gonna get rid of this cutting board, and because I touched chicken, I'm gonna wash my hands again. Now my chicken is cooking, and I have it on high heat, smoke point obviously. Previous to this, what I had done is I preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius would be actually very, very, very hot, right? So because I preheated my my oil, right? See how it slides? It doesn't get stuck at all. So we're gonna cook one side of the chicken for about 1.5 minutes, which I did. We're gonna turn it over. Oh, look at that golden color. That's what we want. And because see how it slides? And this is not a non-stick pan. This is just your average stainless steel pan, your aluminum, right? But nothing gets stuck because of the oil that we reach into the smoking point. Now that we've turned it over. Now we don't really have to cook it for the other side for 1.5 minutes. I'm going to just to get that caramelization, the searing on the both sides of the chicken, which we have accomplished. And now what we're going to do is put the whole entire pan with the chicken in the oven. Right? Nice and simple. Let's wipe our stove here. Beautiful. Now we're going to start off with our second dish. We're going to start off with the potato. Let's get a new cutting board so that we don't cross-contaminate. All right? We're going to get another frying pan here. We're going to heat that up. We're going to heat it up, and again, 1 tablespoon of oil. We're going to start to create our Leonie's potatoes. Leonie's potatoes is actually pretty awesome because potatoes, there's different ways of cooking potatoes, 101 ways perhaps, right? But in the morning, you have your hash browns, right? You have your your home fries, for example, all right? In the lunchtime, you might have your potato chips, you might have your French fries, like every other restaurant has French fries. And in the evening, you'll have a baked potato, you might have mashed potato. So there's different ways of having potato regarding the different meal of the day that you're gonna be eating. Leonie's potato is so diverse because you can have it in any day, any part of the day, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So we're gonna start with a russet potato. The reason I'm choosing russet potato is because russet potato is high on starch and therefore it'll hold its shape, all right? So before I start cutting my potato, what I've done is I have put 1 liter of water to boil. So as that's boiling, I am going to get my potatoes ready. I'm gonna leave the skin on, so therefore it holds its shape because we want a medallion. So here we go. We're not going to use this part, so take that away. So we're going to be cutting medallions at approximately 1/4 inch in thickness. Medallions, circular shape, just like this. Nice and slow. You don't want to go too fast, because you don't want to cut yourself at all, right? Okay, so the ends we don't need, and let's see how many medallions we got. We got 3, 6, 9, 10. Perfect. 10 is great. So now we're going to put these one at a time into my boiling water. We're going to blanch our potatoes, so we're not going to cook them all the way through because we're going to finish them off here in the frying pan. Now, my pan is very hot. We're going to cool it down just for a tad. We're going to be using today, look at that, beautiful red onion. I'm using red onion because it's high on flavor. Very acidic, but it's also lots and lots of sugar. We're not going to be using this whole entire thing. Can you imagine you eating all of this? Whew, that's a lot of onion. You have onion breath and be like, hi, how you doing? Oh, we don't want that. So what we're going to do is you're just going to be using approximately 1/4 of this particular onion. 1/4. That's all we're going to be using. Right? So we're going to peel it, cut it in half. Peel the dead skins. Very nice. Here we go. Excellent. And what we're going to do is we're going to julienne it. Our oil is nice and hot, so therefore we are going to now just add our onions to the frying pan. Look at that. Listen to that sizzle. Look at that. That looks fantastic. That's exactly what we want. Take our rubber spatula, just to stir them. We're stirring them, right? Separating them, and we are going to caramelize our onions. We're also going to add, now when you add, we're sauteing our onions. We're going to caramelize them, flipping them nicely. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're going to add a little bit of flavor, a little salt and pepper. Pinch of salt, some pepper. Getting those onions, all the sugar coming out of that flavor. We won't stop there. Of course not. No, we're going to add 1 clove of garlic. As you remembered last week how to peel, just smash it. Look at that. Beautiful. And just chop, 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 chop. Very coarsely chopped. Maximum flavor. There we go, right in there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Stirring it, right? Getting that golden color. Oh, if you could smell this right now, my goodness. That sugar, the salt, the sodium's coming out right into it, seeping it. And of course, all that brown stuff, that's not burned, that's caramelization. Sugars. In the world of culinary arts, that's flavor. And one person, like I said before, told me, that's flavor country. Smells divine, delicious, amazing. Now, we need to introduce a little bit of this delicious, amazing ingredient. 1 tablespoon of butter, right in there. 1 tablespoon, roughly, of butter. right in there. All right, and we're gonna take it off the pan. And we're just gonna let that butter, melt on its own using residual heat. This is off, completely off. So the butter is just melting because the pan is still hot, right? Look at that golden colors. Look at that brownness. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, that looks delicious. Oh, smells wonderful. The garlic, the onion, beautiful. And this is for Leonie's potatoes. Now, my potatoes have been cooking for approximately about 4 or 5 minutes now, from the beginning to end, when I put them down and I finish my my garlic and onion sauteing, caramelizing my onions. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to strain my potatoes. I'm gonna strain my potatoes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my potatoes right on my onions. Potatoes right on the onions. Be very careful. So what's happening, how do I know that if my potatoes are cooked or blanched? Well, as you can see, is that the potatoes, when they're being blanched, they will form a yellow ring around the potato between the skin and the center of the potato. So as you can see here, see the ring that comes around here? All the potatoes have it, and therefore it's blanched. It's not fully cooked. So we're gonna place all my medallions of my potato in here on top of the onions. We have one extra, why not? Right in there. We're gonna put the heat up again, right? Move this over. And of course, we're gonna season our potatoes. Season, season, season. One side. There we go. Now that steam, all that flavor that's coming from the from the onions and garlic is seeping right into the potato. So now we have salt, pepper. Salt and pepper onto my potatoes. Beautiful, there we go. Excellent. Yes, yes. Oh, getting excited. Amazing techniques here. We're caramelizing, we're sauteing. We are blanching the potatoes, cutting potatoes into medallions, blanching them, putting back on, and all that flavor. We're building flavors, right? We're building our Leonie's potato dish. And there's a certain way in which we are going to plate this dish, because it's not just the cooking aspect that makes it Leonie's potatoes. It's actually how we're going to plate this particular dish. This whole entire time, we're actually still cooking the chicken, right? Chicken's in there. Now we're gonna turn it over and look at that color. It's changed based on just the onions. Look at that. They're now yellowish in color. So turn them over. And we turn them over about 2 minutes after we put them. Remember that potatoes are no longer raw. The potatoes have been blanched. And remember, blanching means they've been partially cooked to about 80 to 90%. So medium heat, we're continuing to cook the potato. Now, potato, one element. Protein, second element, and in there is also going to be the pan sauce. So we have 3 things working. Now we still need one more. It's coming up. That is going to be our vegetable. Today we're going to be doing 2 types of vegetables. We're going to be doing the broccoli and the pepper. The reason I chose these is because you're going to see the transformation of color when we actually cook the potatoes or the vegetables. About 1.5 minutes has gone by. So now we're going to just place this on its side, onto the side. It's still cooking because, like I said, of the residual heat. Let's clean our stovetop. And let's get some water boiling for the vegetables. All right. So this induction cooker here has a safety feature, whereas after 30 seconds of nothing being on top of here, it will shut off by itself. This will heat up my water nice and very hot, boiling point. But when I put my hand here, not hot at all, because I don't have aluminum on my hands. That's why. All right. So here we go. My potatoes are finishing cooking off to the side. My chicken is in the oven. everything's working simultaneously. So now we're gonna be boiling our vegetables. And can anyone guess how long we cook our vegetables for? I've heard many things like 10 minutes. I've heard 45 minutes. I've heard 5 minutes. Right? But the answer to that is 45 seconds. So this is a flowerette of broccoli. We're going to be using 2 flowerettes, small and large here. 2 flowerettes of broccoli. Red pepper. We're just going to be using a portion of this particular red pepper. We're going to take off the white, just like that. Nice and simple. Take the white, because the white part is bitter. It's not as sweet as the whole entire pepper. Take the seeds off, clean this up. Now what we're going to do is just create some wedges, like so. Nice and simple. A lot of people like to cook our vegetables and cut them up really small. By the time you put them in water and you cook them, they dissolve. They don't taste like anything, basically, because the water has absorbed all the nutritional value. So we want to keep it nice and big. 1 to 2 bites is the average size that a vegetable should be cut at and served as well. So, for example, this is 1 bite. Well, it's a big mouth, maybe a bite and a half. This one, 2, maybe 3 bites. And these, of course, again. So I chose these for vibrance of color. Now, notice here how the broccoli is, well, obviously it's green because of chlorophyll, but at the same time, it's a dull or matte green. So it's not vibrant. When we cook the vegetable, after 45 seconds, you're gonna see how vibrant, green, everything. And the reason it's 45 seconds is because we have to maintain a maximum nutritional value within the vegetable. Otherwise, it goes into the water and we're just making a vegetable stock. All right, let's see. My water is boiling. Beautiful. So we're gonna put in our broccoli and we're gonna put in our red pepper. Here we go. Count 45 seconds. Here we go. Let's get our strainer ready because we will be straining our vegetable. Potatoes ready. Chicken is coming out, it'll be ready. Vegetable about to begin and be ready. My sauce will be made very, very quick. We're talking seconds because in that we have chicken, the flavor of the chicken, we have salt, we have pepper. And of course, I'm gonna thicken. I'm gonna add a little bit of water, deglaze all the juices, and after that, I'm gonna introduce what we did before, a slurry, just to thicken that, and I'm gonna drizzle that on top of the chicken. So look at this. Look at this. My vegetables are cooked, done. So now we're gonna strain them. Look at the vibrance of this broccoli. See how it changed in color and it has the vitamin K, the iron, the vitamin C, the fiber. It's all in there as much as possible, and it is actually nice and cooked. Look at the red pepper. It's red. It's not brown broccoli if you overcook it. So we're gonna turn this to the side just for now. All right, we're gonna finish it off in just one moment. Now let's go see about this particular chicken, shall we? Oh, chicken's ready. Chicken is fully functional. I use my tongs, or you can use your towel. Be careful, don't touch at all the handle because it just came out of the oven. Ooh, bad 3rd-degree burn. And then of course, we're taking this particular episode into the hospital. So as you can see, the fat's starting to come out. Juices are coming out, forming. Look at that color. That's exactly what you want. You want a golden brown. So we're gonna remove the chicken from the pan, turn the pan on. We're gonna rest the chicken. The reason we're resting the chicken, it came out of the oven. So basically all the muscle tissues because due to heat, have now relaxed, and in between the muscle tissues, all the protein, the liquid, all the water, the moisture is coming out. When you're resting it, temperature change, it's getting cooler, it's getting to room temperature. So therefore, it's now locking in the juices to get maximum moisture in my chicken breast. Now we see that. Let's add 1.5 tablespoons of butter. Now I remember that came out of the oven, so therefore my handle is gonna be nice and hot. Get my towel. Look at that. Look at this. Huh? My pan sauce. Making it There we go. I have my slurry right here, my pre-made slurry, so therefore all the cornstarch has seeped to the bottom. It's separated, so now I need to stir it one more time. My butter's there. Beautiful, look at that. Turn this off. And see how instantaneously this heats up. Look at that. Instantly, it heats up. We might have to add a little bit of water, because otherwise it's a little too thick. No problem. Nothing like good old water can do. Here we go. Stir, 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 stir. Not a problem. Heat, maximum heat. And this is my pan sauce. Butter, salt, pepper, chicken juices, all that. See how it's solidifying? Beautiful. That's instantaneously. Look at that sauce. My gosh. Just removing it off the heat. Yep, it's good. Let's check to see if this sauce is good. Oh, beautiful. Excellent. And it's sticking to the bottom of my spoon. So the sauce is done. Chicken's done. Sauce is done. Put this back on just to heat it up right quick. Let's get our plate ready because we're about to plate. For today's plate presentation, I'm going to be using something a little unorthodox. A nice big platter. So my potatoes are, they are hot, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to place our potatoes on the platter, one at a time. And what we're doing is we are overlapping the potato in a circular motion, like so, right in dead center of my platter or plate, just like this. I know it takes time, but you definitely want to impress and feast to the eyes as to the palate, meaning if it looks good, you're going to taste it. So now we're going to overlap this just like that, right in the center. My onions right in the middle and on top of the potatoes, just like this. Beautiful. Done. Now, next, here we go. Oh, my chicken. Bring my chicken back. Beautiful. Golden color. Look at that. Right on top, just like so. And now, we're going to get our veggies. Nice and hot veggies like this. Like so. Just place them. Everything's in the center of my plate. Just bringing some color and texture to all my plate here, like so. Right? Now the sauce, what we're going to do is we're going to drizzle the sauce right on top, just like this. So that every bite, and we know that it's good consistency because it's actually, well, this one's a nice and thick sauce. That's good. Because the chicken is hot, it's going to nice drizzle right over the chicken. Right? So, here we go. 4 components. We have our Leonie's potatoes. We have our oven roasted chicken. We have our steamed vegetables. And of course, we have our pan sauce. All in one, beautiful color. And that is how you make one dish with very minimal of ingredients and minimal of equipment for maximum flavor. Did you get all that? All right, write the recipe.
So, welcome back, Chef.
Thank you for having me again.
So, why are you wearing that hat?
It's my lucky hat. When I wear this hat, I can see flavors. Not just taste them, see them, smell them. It's my lucky hat.
Can you take the hat off? It's a little distracting. What is your favorite animal?
Beef is a delicious animal.
Is there anything that you'd like to tell the class before signing off for today? Well, thank you, Chef. This has been a very interesting interview, and we appreciate your time here today. We are hoping that everybody who listens to your interview and listens to everything that you say walks away with something very positive.
I am positive.